If you think that there are no jobs left, you are seriously mistaken. A lot of college students say that, there are just no jobs available. But on the same side, recruiters are saying that there are no candidates available. So how does this make sense? It's very similar to how men say that there are no single women and how women say that there are no single men. It just does not make logical sense. The reason for this is that though there are a large number of candidates who are unemployed, only maybe 0.1% of them have the competence to be a good employee. In this video, I'm going to talk about the changes that are happening in the job market. If you have the same mindset as the job market 5 years ago, well, I have news for you. The job market has completely changed. I'm going to talk about some trends that the job market is seeing and how the job market is going to change over the next few years. Number one, arbitrage is going to plateau. Anybody with basic common sense right now knows that you don't want to work for a third world country. You don't want to work for India. You don't want to work for a country that does not have much money. You want to work for a client or a company that has a large amount of money. But this is going to change. By the way, if right now you're not working or if you're working for a company that does not have the money to pay you as much as you want, you truly should start arbitraging and working for a global company. But that aside, I feel that over the next 10 years, this opportunity is gone. The opportunity where you could sit in a village in India, spend almost no money and work for a company and earn a 2 crore salary because that is the norm in that place is going to go. Number two is that competition is going down. And you might think this does not make sense. Oh, the job market is getting more and more competitive because people are coming from the wrong. Competition is going down for people with good mindset. When you talk to someone from Gen Z, when an employer talks to someone from Gen Z and they hear bullshit such as work-life balance, they hear bullshit such as mental health, they know that this candidate is not the kind of candidate that they want to work with. And there is an insane amount of propaganda of people who want to only work 3 days a week, only work 5 hours a day. Why? Why do you want to minimize the amount of work that you're doing? The reason is that you hate your job. The reason is not that work is tough. If you love what you're doing, like I love filming these videos, I'm doing it 14, 15 hours a day. So competition is going to go less because the amount of people who do not have the competence to put an 18-hour work day is going to just keep getting less and less. Think of it 50 years ago. When my grandparents were my age or when my great grandparents were my age, everybody was working all the time. They worked till they dropped, took a small break and then worked till they dropped again. Why has that changed? This has changed because people don't have the mindset. But you know what else has happened? The people who have the mindset, the people who can do the 18-hour work days, work till they completely collapse, are moving far ahead. Especially if you're from like a tier 2 city where nobody has the winner mindset, you can outrun everybody in like 2 years. In like 2 years, you can be making more money than all your friends combined just with the right mindset. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, my hobby is more important. Oh, I want to spend time with my family. Good. But this video is not for you. This video is for people who want to make large amounts of money fast. This video is for people who want to accelerate their careers and move to the next level. This video is not for the average Joe Schmo. This video is for the person who wants to be better than everyone else. This video is for the person who wants to take things to the next level. And there's nothing wrong with being average. 50% of people are below average. So there's completely nothing wrong with that. Number three, there is going to be an insanely more focus on output and far less focus on input. In India, 10 years ago, we had the mindset that if you're not working 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day, you're not worth the money. And this is changing. It is very common that someone can do the output of an 8-hour day in 30 minutes. This comes because of basic common sense, which most people in the Indian job market don't have. This comes because of some levels of competence. This comes because of experience. This comes because of skill. This comes because of just the type of person that they are and attitude. But if you can try to calculate how much output you are generating for the company, if you can try to calculate the company pays me X, I give them Y in output, Y is greater than X, therefore they're going to keep me. If you can calculate the company pays me X, I give them Y, the difference between Y and X is Z, that means I should be paid Z by 2. The company is going to pay you any amount of money. If you can make a company $1 million, they will have no hesitation in giving you a $500,000 salary. Number three, people have stopped understanding what is work. 50 years ago, people thought that farming, that labor, that doing something that tires you is work. Now, people think that sitting in front of a computer screen is work, which is true. But 10 years from now, people are going to have a completely different perception of what is work. But in the end, the fundamental is the same. You get paid for the output you generate a company. You do not get paid for the number of hours you work. You do not get paid for the impact on your mental health. You do not get paid for anything else. The only two factors that you get paid for is number one, how much output you generate for the company, and number two, how difficult is it to replace you. So if you are looking to get into the job market and be at the top of the career for the next 10 years, you need to be irreplaceable. If a company can't replace you, you can every few months start doubling your salary, and as long as they can't replace you at that salary, you're there for life. Elon Musk has completely changed the game of how work is going to look like. He took a company like Twitter, cut down most of the employees, and the company is functioning even better. What does this show to the other companies? This shows the other companies that what they are doing is completely wrong. They can spend 1/10 the amount of money on an employee and they can get a better output. And lastly, the manager Ponzi bubble is going to die. If your goal in life is to become a manager, you got to find another goal. Right now, in companies, we have too many managers and too many people who are actually doing good work. In my opinion, few years from now, we're not going to have managers anymore, or we're going to have very, very few managers. In companies like Google, you have like 10 levels of managers who are reporting to each other. Google is soon going to realize that we don't need this. Google is soon going to realize that you don't need a product manager, a project manager, a product owner, a scrum master. You don't need all of this. You just need guys who are putting the output. There are many 50, 100% tech teams who produce less output than 3% tech teams. And this is because of the insane amount of corporate bullshit. This is because of the insane amount of processes that they have. And true, processes are very important for large companies, but these processes are getting more and more efficient. For getting the same output done, it can be done in like half, 1/3 or 1/4 the cost with the same quality assurance. If you are worried and you're like, oh, how is this going to work? Oh, what will I lose my job because I wanted to be a manager, etc., etc. Follow me. I talk about the various trends in the job market and how you can actually have a bulletproof career that will, save you for the rest of your life. And if you want to give me some suggestions on what kind of videos I should make, then just put it in the comments below. Thank you.